Hello, everyone. Yeah, this is day 4 of the stream. Um, Probably gonna make this a shorter one. Probably gonna make this like a couple hours. Of course, it's easy for me to say that now, but if I like lose a bunch, I'm sure I'll just have the attitude, no, I can't quit now. Can't end on a loss. But yeah, we'll try our best. We're 13-7 so far, which is, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, frankly, a lot worse than I thought I was gonna be. Um, some of those losses, it's not an impressive record. You don't have to gas me up here. It's really not. I mean, some of those losses we can kind of write off. Like our last loss on stream, we like just absolutely punted. I just didn't play around to set limiter removal, even though I knew for a fact it was in my opponent's deck. I mean, that one's just on me. There's another one where we got like disconnected. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess. And that's some. It's weird. It's like part of the reason that I wanted to do this stream is because I wanted to show like how good the matchup is against chaos decks, and then we just haven't played against any chaos decks at all. And like the one chaos deck we played against the other day just opened like full Trinity against us in multiple games, and it's like okay, we lost that one, and it's tough. And to be honest, it's not even like the pot and graceful. It's I mean, when you like go first and delinquent duo a reasoning gate player and then set a monster, that just puts such a tremendous amount of pressure on them because they have to assume that that monster could be a magician of faith, and then they just kind of have to play out their whole hand, but they're starting down 2 cards, so like unless they got extremely lucky, like their 4 card hand isn't going to do anything. If it's like I don't know, like an aggro deck that has duo, obviously that can be really tough too, but it's like at least you don't have to worry about getting duoed twice. That's kind of my view. But we'll try. I don't know. I think again part of it is like that I punted a match. Really we should be 14-6 if I wasn't a donkey. And then a big chunk of that I feel like is, not the best luck, but we're going to try. Maybe I'll try to go like 3-0 today and call it a day. Famous last words. So yeah, let's see how it goes. This guy is not rated very highly. Neither are we, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, this is an awful, awful hand. This is like a 1 out of 10 hand. It's that bad. I opened 4 out of my 6 reasoning targets, which it's almost impossible to play out of that. Like, including my DMOC. So, like, yeah, the duo doesn't even matter because my hand is just so atrociously bad. I'm thinking what to discard here because I'm thinking like I might top deck a reasoning. Yeah, I'll discard DMOC, I guess. Our plan for this game is basically like hope the top deck like pre or call and then get back this DMOC and win somehow. I like. What? Oh yeah. This is for some reason I thought it was his turn 1. I was like, how is he attacking us? Then I realized I drew 6 and passed. Yeah, but what we need is I need this upstart to like draw me into a graceful, and then this graceful to draw me into like Chaos Monster Dimension Fusion, something like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna lose. I mean, I can try to get really lucky and just hope that I magically am able to win somehow. But I'm just gonna lose because my opening hand was like DMOC Crane, and my last card in hand is not good. And, like, every time I do this, the monster I hit will always be, like, the bottom card of my deck. Every single time I activate Gate with, like, a 30-card deck and 2 hits, the 2 hits are just always on the bottom. Like, that's how it's been every single time so far. Now, I could pull up, you know, the distribution and show you what the stats are. Like, what are the odds of this happening? I don't know what the odds are. All I know is it's happened, like, every single time I've done it. Having 11 cards, though, isn't too bad. I mean, we're going to draw. We're going to have 10 cards. The card I drew is Pot of Greed. We're going to go to 8 cards. Give me a sec. It doesn't really matter that he's seen the list. Like, what's he gonna do with that information? So yeah, I top deck Pre. I have 8 cards in my deck. I have a Monster Gate in hand with 1 target. I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna pre-Demock, right? I'm just thinking, like, what does the Demock get back? Alright, we count those. My opponent called me a trash duelist and then quit. Alright, we count those. I mean, I'm counting the games that I got disconnected as a loss, so I'm gonna count the games that my opponent rage quit as a win. I mean, we can, like, you know, what my plan was, by the way. I think my plan here, and I'll show you guys the hand. This is my hand. My opening hand, by the way, was Crane, Demock, Jinzo, Monster Gate, Dimension Fusion. That was my opening hand, and my opponent rage quit. After discarding 3 cards turn 1. So I had, like, the worst hand possible. My opponent discarded 3, and he's like, yeah, I can't win, I'm quitting. That's actually what happened. Just for those who want to recap, you know, those who want to put the highlights on ESPN, you know, that's what happened. But anyways, I think my plan here was probably just to get back Trunade and say go. And then my opponent switches the Reaper to defense. The only card that I can hit off Monster Gate is Blowback. So say our opponent, like, switches the Reaper to defense, sets some back rows, and says go. We draw. It's Monster Reincarnation, which is an insane card. We Trunade. The pre goes back to our hands. We can, you know, Monster Gate. I don't even know what we gate here. Do we gate Demock or Air Knight? Probably just Air Knight. You know, the Air Knight goes to the grave. We get Blowback because it's the only thing that we can get. It's the only card left in our deck. We go Blowback, target the Reaper. It doesn't even matter if we flip heads because Reaper dies automatically. And then we just pre a monster back, right? Pre whatever we want. Reincarnation. Get rid of Jinzo. Get back BLS. Special BLS and attack for game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I actually haven't liked Air Knight that much. You don't play Air Knight because it's a good card, you play Air Knight because you can't figure out a better card. That's if I'm being honest. I mean, in that game, it was, like, fine, right? I mean, in a way, it's kind of like Sacred Crane, because we summoned an Air Knight, and then we drew a card, which is kind of what Crane would do, right? You summon Crane, draw a card. The difference is, Crane draws you a card right away, whereas Air Knight, you have to wait until your battle phase. And often having to wait until your battle phase to draw a card can make a pretty big difference, right? Like, even that game, if we had just drawn the card right away, we would have dealt a lot more damage. And we would have been in a better spot. The way Air Knights kept screwing me over. and this has happened in multiple games. I'll like activate a reasoning with like 20 cards in my deck, or say a monster gate, doesn't matter, right? I activate a reasoning or a monster gate with 20 cards in my deck, and like 2 of them are targets, right? Say like the only cards I have are like Air Knight and Jinzo, right? And what'll happen is every single time, both the Air Knight and the Jinzo will be like the last 2 cards in my deck. I'll summon the Air Knight, and it's like, oh, I just can't attack with it now, or I'll deck myself out. And it's like, and the Air Knight actually becomes a loss condition, because it's like, oh, next turn, my opponent can just ram all his monsters into my Air Knight, force me to like draw a bunch of cards, and then I deck out and lose. It's happened like multiple times. And it's extremely frustrating, because, again, it's not supposed to happen very much on average, and yet it keeps happening. Blowback definitely helps OTK. On day 1, I wasn't playing Blowback, and I kept missing it. I kept being like, damn, I wish I had Blowback. Especially in this meta, it's very good. Because what it does is it forces your opponent to use up their back rows. Right? You go Blowback, target their Raigeki Break, and they basically have to chain it right away. And then you can just continue on with your combo. Or you go Blowback, target their set goats, they have to chain it right away, and then you Vortex them all or something. I have not been disappointed with the Blowback at all. I mean, I'm not saying that it's good 100% of the time, but it definitely, you know, has value above replacement, so to speak. All right, my opponent took a long time to RPS there. I hope he's not, like, watching the stream to see what I picked. Yeah, and my opponent has, like, turn 1 duo again. I don't even know what to pick. Or what to get rid of. I guess I'll get rid of Vortex. Yeah, I mean, this is a very strong start. And it's weird that my opponent, like, got Donzalug unless he already knows what the matchup is. To be honest, I'm assuming he probably knows what I'm playing. Because rotating for Donzalug turn 1 doesn't really make a lot of sense. I also don't know, like, why he would set Heavy Storm. And he calls 8. I probably actually would call 4 here. This would be, like, one of the few circumstances where I actually would say you should call 4. Air Knight's not bad. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Blowback is, again, it doesn't even matter if you flip heads sometimes. That's the thing. Like, obviously, flipping heads is better than flipping tails, but in a lot of situations, it doesn't even matter if you flip tails. That's how good it is. Because your opponent doesn't know that you're going to flip tails, right? If they have a set goats, they don't get to wait to see what you're going to flip and then decide if they want to chain goats. They have to decide that they're chaining goats before they see the flips. And it's same thing with, like, Raigeki Break. And GOAT format right now has a lot of chainable back rows, which I know that sounds counterintuitive. You think that Blowback would be better in a format with non-chainable back rows because then you can actually get value. But it's actually better in a format with chainable back rows because you force them to chain it right away, and then you get to continue to combo with the knowledge of, oh, they've used up that card. Now I don't have to play around that. There's no way I'd want to play Mystic Knighted Jackal or whatever it's called. All right. Well, our opponent quit again. Yeah. So if you guys actually, if you want to see what the deck is like, because I was playing Fusler instead of Blowback. If you want to see what the deck is like with Fusler instead of Blowback, you can go watch the day one stream. Right. Lots of good content on day one. And I did win. It's not like I was losing with Fusler in my deck. I mean, in a lot of situations, it doesn't matter. So I just cut this Blowback here for a Fusler. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There are times where the Fusler is better, but there were a lot of times where I kept like going, "Oh, I monster gated into this Fusler, but I really wish it was a Blowback." And because that kept happening, I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna go back to playing Blowback." Like I had Blowback in originally when I started the stream. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna play Fusler." And then after playing the Fusler, I was like, "No, I've got to go to Blowback." Now, I mean, if people, I don't know, maybe they've seen the content and they know my list and they start going, "Oh, I know that ACP plays 2 level 6s. I'm going to start calling level 6 on reasoning a lot." Then I think we can talk about, well, should we cut the Blowback for Fusler just to mix up reasoning? But as far as like, what's it called? Mystic Knight? Something of Jackal, right? Oh, Mystical Knight of Jackal. The problem with this card is that its effect doesn't really do anything we care about. Right? I mean, in how many situations do we care about, oh, I'm going to kill something by battle and put it on top of their deck? Almost never. So this is basically like a 2700 vanilla monster. Like at that point, if you're going to play Mystic Knighted Jackal, you might as well play like Moisture Creature. Just because like it has more attack and they're less likely to call level 9 on reasoning than they are to call level 7. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could argue that Knight of Jackal is better because... Actually, no, I think Moisture Creature is strictly better than Mystic Knight of Jackal. Because with Moisture Creature, you contribute 2 to summon it, or you contribute 3. Like, there might be some situations where you actually want to tribute 3 to just get the Harpy's Feather Duster, and then other situations where you want to tribute 2. Whereas Jackal, you can only tribute 2, and its attack is only like 1200. So, like, this can die to, like, I don't know, like Book of Moon plus Blade Knight or something, whereas Moisture Creature can't. Now, I don't want to play either card, but I'm saying if you want, like, a light monster to mix up your opponent's reasoning, Moisture Creature is probably better than Mystical Knight of Jackal. But I don't particularly like playing dead cards. Like, the nice thing about Blowback is that it's only a 1 tribute. So, like, if we've got a Thousand Eyes in play that's locking us down, we can just easily tribute the Thousand Eyes for Blowback. If we've got, like, Brain Control in our hand, we can go Brain Control tribute for Blowback. I kind of like that. It doesn't come up a ton, but it can come up. And to be fair with Moisture Creature, I think it is extremely rare that you will ever tribute 3 for the Harpy's Feather Duster. That's like a 1 in 1,000 games type of play. But the fact that the option is there is kind of nice. Alright, our opponent goes first. My hand is okay. I mean, don't tell my wife, but like, I don't think Cambodian food is that great. I mean, it also depends on what we're talking about. Here's the thing that I've realized in Asia: there's no such thing as authentic food. I mean, there is, but you'll never eat it because you won't like it. Like in most countries in Asia, there's like the restaurants that tourists go to, and then there's the restaurants that locals go to, and the food is completely different. So, like in Cambodia, I'll give you an example. In Cambodia, the government actually has an official national dish, right? Like just the same way that some countries might have a national bird, Cambodia has a national dish. It's called fish amok, and it tastes pretty good, but none of the locals eat it. Some of the locals don't even know what it is. Like, the national dish is literally like tourist food. That's all it is. It's not... It's kind of funny, actually, when you think about it. That, like, it would be like if the national dish of America was, like, some weird food that Americans never eat, but tourists loved. So the point is that, like, stuff that the tourists eat, like fish amok, like, that's pretty good. Like, if you eat it, you'll probably like it, but that's not really Cambodian food. He called 4. Why would you call 4 when I already have a Sacred Crane in play? I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst call ever. At least he didn't call, like, 2 or something. Alright, well, I'm glad this stream makes the RuneScape grind better. I've never played RuneScape, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm sure the game's fine. It's funny, do you guys know what the most, like, popular game in Asia is? Like, just most popular video game? Oh, okay. Apparently our opponent plays Masked Dragon. And he gets another Masked Dragon. Well, if it's such a bad game, why are you playing it then? Man, I feel like I've said that to Yu-Gi-Oh! Players like 1,000 times. But anyways, the most popular game in Asia is a game called Mobile Legends, which is like League of Legends, except it's mobile. I know, that's a fascinating concept. Bet you couldn't have guessed. But the reason why it's the most popular game in Asia is because most people in Asia, like, just can't afford a gaming computer. So it's just, like, the only esport that they're able to play. And it's funny, my wife's sister is actually, like, a top-ranked player in that game. I had no idea. I had no idea, because I knew she played it, so I just asked her yesterday, like, hey, you know that game you play all the time? Like, what's your ranking in that? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm, like, the top rank. Shit. I think we're just gonna win here. I was just doing it like this in case he has goats. Anyways, I top decked a Monster Gate, so we're just gonna do that. I think it's just dead no matter what I get off the Monster Gate. I don't know. The problem with like a lot of sort of online RPG games like RuneScape. Now, again, I've never played RuneScape specifically. I have not played that specific game. But I feel like a lot of games like that are just very repetitive. Like, they're a grind, as people would say. I mean, you even use the word grind yourself. Like, it makes the grind feel so much better. I don't want to grind anything. I just want to, like, play the game. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't want to grind anything. Like, I kind of... To me, if I'm doing, like, a repetitive task instead of, like, doing something that uses my brain... It's like the difference of, like, working the fryer at McDonald's to being, like, a software developer, right? Like, working the fryer at McDonald's is a grind. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And even if it paid very well, I still would probably not want to do it. Of course, it happens to be that it doesn't pay well. But, like, even if it did, I would be like, yeah, I don't just want to do the same thing every single day. Where it's just like, hey, here's a list of steps, and I want to make sure you follow all these steps perfectly. So I don't even know what my opponent is playing. I literally don't even understand what my opponent's deck is. He was playing goats and fire monsters. That's all I saw. Oh, this hand's pretty good. I mean, if we get duoed again, maybe it won't be good. Oh my god, we've gotten like turn 1 duoed so much today. And I don't even really care about the pot. That's the thing. I don't even care about the pot. I just care about the duo. Yeah, you're right. This could be Horus. Could very well be Horus. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like Horus to me. This just seems like a straight-up fire deck. What is he talking about? I discard... What? Did I discard twice? Oh. What happened there? I don't know what happened. I think he, like, pointed at multiple cards in my hand so that I thought they were both discarded. I'm assuming that's what happened at any rate. Anyways, my opponent is up approximately, like, 20 cards. I have 3 cards in hand. So, I'm going to activate Reasoning, but only because I'm desperate, and only because I think my opponent will call 4. And I think this Reasoning... He did call 4. This Reasoning will work out very well for me if he calls level 4. Unless it's an Air Knight. If it's an Air Knight, then I was going to, like, flip the table and leave. But it was not an Air Knight. It is Dark Magician of Chaos, which is a lot better than Air Knight. And I think both Monster Gate and Meta are reasonable choices. Let me just sort of think, if I get Monster Gate, what's the worst case scenario? We have 4 targets. Jinzo, Air Knight, and 2 Cranes. The only one I really don't want is Air Knight. I was kind of hoping I'd mill, like, a few more cards so I had more options off this D-Mock. I don't know. We're just gonna get back Monster Gate and hope we get lucky. I think that's the plan. Best plan in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just hope you get lucky. Okay, I like the crane. Alright, I'm just gonna attack. Yeah. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but my opponent's deck is just a bunch of awful cards, so I think we can just try to win, like, off the back of that, right? Like, a lot of cards in my opponent's hand are probably just grossly underpowered. So it's like, yeah, even though this spot is not amazing for us, like, it's not as bad as it would be against, like, a top-tier deck. Like, if we were up against Chaos in this spot, I'd be worried that we're gonna lose. But if my opponent's gonna just summon Fire Spirit, like, I'm not that worried. So he can make this guy a 3,000 hitter and attack over the DMOC, which, I don't know, is a thing. I mean, that's like a 1-for-1, right? It's like a 1-for-1 trade. I mean, he could also make it a 3,000 hitter and pierce through goats. Okay, fine, I'll show my hand. I don't think he's stream sniping me. He snatched a token? Is this guy some sort of psycho? Oh, he's gonna swap it? Is that what's going on? I am so confused. I am very confused. Clearly he has a plan. I just have no idea what the plan is, because so far this makes absolutely no sense. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and his guy dies. That's pretty brutal. The fact that that guy dies. I mean, at this point, we can just drop a Sork and just, you know, start banishing things. Let's see. So you've got 3 Reasoning Gate targets in our deck. We've got... Yeah, we got Air Knight, Crane, and Jinzo. And all those are good cards, right? It's not like... What I always consider anytime I'm going to activate a Reasoning or Monster Gate is what are the possibilities I can get, and what percentage of those possibilities are helpful in some way. And usually it's all of them. You know, usually all of them are at least somewhat playable. And one nice thing here is we've used 0 copies of Dimension Fusion, which is actually... Okay, we were just gonna drop a Sork, banish the DMOC, and yeah, he could attack over our guy for 400, but we were just gonna win. Alright, well, we've gotten 3 quick ones. It's funny, at the start of the match, my opponent said, "Get ready for some heat." That was like his opening line. You know, like it was an anime battle or something. I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, okay, I'll get ready for some heat. But no, he meant that literally. He meant that quite literally. I don't know. I don't think this Gaia card's very good, though. You gotta kill it in the end phase. Okay. This hand's pretty good. Can't complain. They always have Heavy Storm every time I do this. I mean, I only set 2 if one of them's goats, but it seems like they just have Heavy Storm every time. It's funny, if I had just passed here, I think my opponent would assume that the set monster is Gravekeeper Spy and just never attack it. I mean, our opponent is... I mean, he could be playing, like, Goat Control or Chaos Control. He's probably just playing, like, Chaos Turbo, though. I think I'm just gonna pre-Jinzo, see if he says anything about it. I mean, I was gonna target Jinzo. I said it on stream, so we can assume that our target was Jinzo. He didn't wait for me to target, but I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest with him. Yeah, he's probably just dead here. I really didn't want to get Air Knight, if I'm being honest. But yeah, our last card's Dimension Fusion. So let's see. 52, 71, 61. We've got Crane and Blowback. Yeah, I'll just get back Gate. If I get Blowback, he's just immediately dead. If I get Crane, then we get to draw a card and he still might be dead. Oh, come on. Alright, we didn't mill our entire deck, so he's just dead now. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna assume my opponent is just, like... I mean, we saw, like, Sangan Upstart Jargreed. To me, that indicates, like, probably Chaos Turbo. Could be, like, Chaos Control, I guess, but probably not. But yeah, like, the nice thing about this matchup is the fact that, like, almost all of their cards are not threats, right? Like, we don't care about Sengen, we don't care about Takochi, we don't really care about Spy that much. We don't even really care about, like, their Chaos Sorcerer that much, because if they banish something, we can Dimension Fusion it back, so it's like... Yeah, the nice thing about this matchup is we just get to ignore most of their cards, right? Assuming it, you know, the deck is what I think it is. Oh, this hand's really nice. And our opponent upstarting us is also nice. Alright, I just hope he doesn't hit our Pot of Greed. Okay, he did not hit our Pot of Greed. Oh, I'm glad you liked Chaos Return. Upstart Duo Set Monster. I mean, we've got to be worried. This could be, like... Could be Faith, could be Spy. I think I'm just gonna go off here. Like... Yeah, the problem with Duo is we've got to worry that this is a set Faith, and if we just go draw a go, he can just flip Faith, Duo us again, and that's really problematic. Yeah, he calls 4. And then we'll Graceful. Oh my god, these draws are awful. So I have a Monster Gate in my hand, and I had 3 Monster Gate targets in my deck, and I drew 2 of them off the Graceful. This is just like... Again, the odds of this happening are like so incredibly minuscule. I mean, we could go into Stat Track and, calculate the odds, but it's like 1% odds of drawing multiple gate targets off of a Graceful with 31 cards in your deck. I have 1 Monster Gate target left in my deck. It's Blowback, which is, I mean, Blowback's definitely going to do work here. I'm just hoping it's, like, not the last card in my deck. Because I just don't really have a lot of other options, if I'm being totally honest. It's like, if we don't activate the gate, we won't have enough gas to actually reach a win condition. If we do activate the gate, we might deck ourselves, but it's like, what can you do, right? And here, I'm just gonna hope it's not Mirror. Okay, well, we did kill the monster. Oh, Sinister, okay. I don't know, I mean, the game's not 100% over. I'll just say go. I really don't think we're winning this unless our opponent's hand is just like, is very bad. I could have gone Vortex to clear the goats, but the problem is it doesn't stop meta, right? Because he can just still go meta Sinister. If he didn't have Sinister in his hand, I would consider just using Vortex. Is he actually gonna pay? I actually wouldn't pay if I were him. Because going to 31, like, my hand is shit, so, like, it's just not gonna matter. More than likely. But if he loses this game, it's because he paid 2,000 with Lily. Right? That's the only reason that he can possibly lose this game. Because when you're up against a combo deck, you want to be at 51, not 31. Yeah, he's just dead. I'll just show you guys my hand. I mean, we can debate the optimal way to do this here. But I have, you know, I have the nuts. I guess I'll just go, we'll just do it this way. We'll go pre for DMOC. Because we want to have game through Karibo, right? That's like the only card that can beat us at this point. So we want to make sure that we have game through Karibo. I think the best line here is to get back Trudeade, because it lets us use our pre again, and it bounces his snatch so that we... Oh, whoops. Sorry. It bounces his snatch so that we get the blowback back to our hand. Is my opponent seriously about to argue that I don't get my blowback back? How is my opponent, like, rated 800 and doesn't understand what Snatch Steal does? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being mean here. Fine, I'll show you the chat. See? He doesn't understand what Snatch Steal does. All right, now we have game through double Karibo, so I'm pretty confident here. Yeah, he conceded. All right. Yeah, I don't know what kind of deck he was playing. We never really got to find out. But yeah, this was game through double Karibo. So, yeah, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. Like, we've had a couple of games today where I've been like, oh, my opening hand was shit, and then we just still won anyways. So we're just like, we're racking up a lot of quick ones. What time is it? I want to watch this. I just want to see what deck he was playing. Like, I want to, because we didn't see any cards. I'm just curious if he was playing, like, something top tier, or if he was just playing a pile. No, it looks like he was just playing, like, normal chaos. Keep in mind, it should really be 18-6, because last stream I punted a match that there's just absolutely no excuse for. Yeah, double tribute for DMOC got there. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Yeah, so far it just looks like a normal chaos deck. I wonder if Lily is, like, mained or sided in or what exactly. But you'll notice, so what I did there... So I had Reasoning and Graceful in my hand, and I had a Sacred Crane in my hand. So what a lot of people would do there first is they would go, oh, I want a Graceful because I have Crane, which I want to discard to the Graceful, and then see what I get off the Graceful, and then decide what I want to do. But the reason that I activated Reasoning is because I knew that if I didn't show him the Crane and I activated Reasoning, he would call level 4, which he did. Whereas if I go Graceful, discard Crane, then activate Reasoning, then he likely will not call level 4. So, yeah, I think that's like a really important order there to understand that, like, a lot of times what you want to do is you want to activate Reasoning before your opponent, like, kind of knows, like, what's good to call, because they don't have any information yet. Whereas the Graceful kind of, like, gives your opponent extra information. Yeah, here this doesn't really matter because, like, it's Sinister. But I thought this monster would be like a Faith or a Spy, and the fact that we flipped heads there is going to be really clutch if it is like a Faith or a Spy. And here I was like, yeah, we're just not playing around Mirror Force because I don't really have much of an option. It's just kind of you hope they don't have it. And to me, this is like really weird. Or really random, rather. To me, it makes no sense to be playing Upstart Goblin and Injection Fairy Lily in the same deck. Right? Like, if you're maining Lily, you shouldn't be maining Upstart, and if you're siding in Lily, you should probably be siding out Upstart. Like, either you're gonna go for damage, and that's your win condition, or it's not. Like, make up your minds. I think paying 2,000 here is just such a huge mistake. Because me being at 56 versus 76 are basically the same thing, right? Like, it's not even like sorry, we're not at 56. We're at 33, right? Being at 33 versus 53 is no different. It's not like we're playing Stein. Like, maybe he was thinking, oh, this play is good against Stein, but, like, he saw game 1. Yeah, Lily with Solemn's bad, too. But, like, we already played game 1, so he kind of knows we're not playing Stein. And yeah, after the game, we go to 43. Yeah, 43 versus 63 is no different, right? Like, we can activate Double Dimension Fusion here. We can activate Dimension Fusion plus Pre. We can even activate Dimension Fusion plus Pre plus Brain Control if we have all of them. Whereas him being at 31 versus 51... there's a huge difference there, right? Because obviously I just had a massive board this game because I just got lucky and topped Pre. But, like, I don't know, if I had something else, like, say I just had, let me think. I don't know. I mean, if I just, like, put, like, a couple of monsters in play, say I just put, like, 2 monsters in play somehow. Right? Say I put, like, a Jinzo and a Blowback in play versus, like, the Lily. Like, what is he supposed to do? Right? Because I have both my monsters attack his Lily, and he can only pay once. So it's like, he just ends up screwing himself there, because he can only pay once. But yeah, obviously at this point, you know, we just have the nuts, and we win. And for some reason, my opponent didn't understand what Snatch Steal does. And then, yeah, easy victory from here. We just Vortex and attack for game. So, yeah, we'll, yeah, we'll play. We got time for, like, 1 or 2 more matches. It kind of depends on how long the next one lasts. This hand is... This hand is not what I would call amazing. I don't know. This hand's average. This is like a C plus hand. It's like a 3 out of 5. We have a lot of stuff that we can do. There's like different ways that we can try to play out our turn 1. I think I just say go. Are we up against another combo deck? Is that what's happening? Yeah, I swear. It's like no one plays Reasoning Gate in tournament ever. And yet and yet I have played against Reasoning Gate more than any other deck during this challenge. I have played more mirrors than any other matchup. I called level 8 off the Reasoning, by the way. Obviously, I don't know he's playing Stein until, you know, until we see that he's playing Stein. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah, alright, he's got me. Not much I could do there. I mean, the threatening roars on my side have been doing work, though. I'm not gonna lie. The roars have been quite good. I'm trying to remember, what's the last card I side out for this matchup? Oh no, we should be siding out upstarts. I forgot it's Stein. To be honest, I don't really want to get rid of Brain Snatch. Those are like 2 of the worst cards against my deck. Because it's like either I'm just going to kill him or I'm not, you know? Oh, this hand is awful. I mean, it's not like awful in general, but it's like kind of not good in this matchup. I mean, I'm going to break my own rule here, which is that I'm going to turn 1 Reasoning, only because I have no other options. I'm just going to hope to hit like a spell canceller off this Reasoning. He called level 8, which, I don't know, is fine. Level 8's fine. Yeah, this is... I can get Last Warrior. I also have Monster Gate in my hand, so I could get, like, Last Warrior and just hope it's good enough. Or I can get, like, Dark Balter and then, like, Monster Gate to Stein. But that is a little risky. I mean, we'll just hope this is good enough. I mean, half the time this is just not even going to be good enough, but we gotta try. Maybe to get rid of Brain Snatch. Seriously, he has... He opened Brain Snatch. Alright, nothing I can really do there. Like, I swear, out of these 8 losses, half of them have just been due to this. And it's like, I'll be the first to admit, Reasoning Gate is not necessarily the best deck in combo mirrors, but, like, GOAT format isn't supposed to be all combo mirrors. Like, it's just not. Can't you also block stream snipers by blocking out the name? No. It takes 5 seconds to just go to watch and go to GOAT format and then figure out which one is me. Plus, like, they'll also just know once they start playing me. Yeah, your comment doesn't make sense. Like, if someone gets paired up against me, and they see what I have on stream, and they see what they have on their screen, they can figure out that those two are the same thing. I mean, sometimes what happens, because this has happened earlier on stream, and we've debated this before, sometimes what happens is for, like, the first few turns, they don't realize they're playing against me. And then they make normal plays, but then very quickly they start making weird plays that only make sense if they were watching my stream. So it's like, you just go, oh, well, they probably at first didn't realize they were watching my, that they were playing against me, and they were playing normally. And then all of a sudden, I mean, again, people always argue both sides of it, where they go like, oh no, he wasn't stream sniping, he just made the perfect play versus you 30 turns in a row. Making a play that only made sense if he knew exactly what your hand was. Like, no, he just got lucky 30 times in a row. But it's like, I know people stream snipe. And again, the last time I did a stream challenge like this, what happened is the chat would literally DM my opponent and say, hey, this guy's streaming, go watch the stream here and you can see his whole hand. And, people, it's like, if you watch the replay, like, or if you're playing, like, you can kind of see, because DuelingBook doesn't, the way the animations work, you can kind of see whether I drew a monster, a spell, or a trap. And if you just have insane levels of vision, you could probably even figure out which specific card that I drew, but I'm just trying to make it as difficult as possible. And the only reason, by the way, you're probably figuring out, well, how did you know that someone was DMing your opponents and telling them, like, your hand? The reason that I knew is that one of my opponents was nice enough to, like, type in chat, like, in the chat in the game, he was like, hey, just so you know, like, I don't know who you are, but people are telling me to, like, go watch your stream and look at your hand. I mean, ironically enough, it does get me more traffic, though, right? Maybe that's actually the meta play of just let my opponent stream snipe so that they're gonna, see, let my chat tell my opponents to go watch my stream and basically do my advertising for me. Maybe that's actually the meta. But no, I kind of want to just be like, let's actually try to, play some real matches. I mean, I'm never gonna get millions of views, but this hand's pretty shit. I'd give this hand like a D, maybe a D+. It could be worse, but it's definitely not very good. The thing with, like, Reasoning Gate is, and I think I've said this before, and, like, all my opponents have turn 1 duo today, but it doesn't matter because my hand's already bad. you kind of like, with Reasoning Gate, it's like you kind of want one of each piece, right? Like, you want one Dimension Fusion, not 3, not 0. You want, like, one Reasoning, not 3, not 0. And, I don't know, like, a lot of times I feel like what happens... Man, Pot Duo Kaiku, that's such a great start. You know, what can happen is that, like, you draw, sort of, like, you know, triples of one piece of your combo and then 0 of the other pieces. Those are kind of like the bad hands in this deck. Alright, he's just gonna solemn it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little risky. And just in case he has dust. Yeah, we're just gonna set both. Because one of these cards I don't want him to hit with dust, so I'm just gonna set both. But yeah, he's had, in the first 2 turns, full Trinity plus Kaiku. But I think this game is winnable. I mean, he's already at 35, right? I mean, we don't have to deal that much more damage. And I mean, we could have kept this Vortex in our hands. Jesus Christ, he has BLS too? Yeah, this guy has full Trinity, Kaiku, Heavy Storm. Oh no, it's only Sork, but still. This is like an insane start. This is an absolutely ridiculous start. Why would you get Donslug? I have 0 cards in hand. Why would you get Donslug of all cards? I would probably get... I don't even know what I would get. So, of course, I top deck a dead Chaos Monster, so now the Donslug's just gonna discard it. This is, like, just absolutely insane. Like, his turn is just absolutely perfect, and then, you know, my draw is just the worst draw in my entire deck. Okay, he doesn't have another monster, at least. If he had another monster, we would have just been losing this card. I mean, we can get really lucky and win that way, I guess. I can draw, you know, Pot Graceful, Heavy Snatch. Oh my god. I have, like, my opponent tributes for Jinzo. I have 2 traps left in my deck. I proceed to top deck one of them. It's, again, every single turn, it just seems like he has the perfect card, and I draw the worst card. Yeah, I can't do anything. Very frustrating. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know why my opponent's playing Jinzo. He's playing like Jinzo, Sork, and Warriors for some reason. We did see Solemn. We saw Solemn Saku. Solemn Saku Mirror Force. Um, I don't think we want to change our monster lineup at all. Not yet, at any rate. I mean, you also probably want. It's weird because I have like a lot of stuff that I want to side in, but not a lot of stuff that I want to side out. You know. Uh, I don't even know what warrior bait is. What does that even mean? I'm gonna try this, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't developed a foolproof side decking plan for this matchup yet. Jesus, my hand is like just awful again. Last game my hand wasn't that bad. But it's like, I mean, he just had an insanely strong start. Oh, what? Now he's gonna banish 2 for Chaos Monster into Donzalug. Yeah, this is just really tough, because it's like I opened like a bunch of Smashing Grounds. And Smashing would be great if he like opened up with like a Kaiku, but having Donzalug get value and then being forced to use my Smashing Ground is really not what I was hoping for. Alright, let me see what my options are here. I don't think Watergate Turbo is a real deck. Yeah, now I just can't really do anything because the rest of my hand is dead. I'm at 66. I'm just going to set my whole hands. I mean, I could use Smashing, but I don't really want to use it yet. Okay. Well, thanks for the mills, buddy. Alright, he goes to 2,000. And we just banish this guy. And we'll just meta for you, Senshi. And attack for game, unless he has something weird like goats. I mean, it's not out of the question. He's been playing a bunch of other weird cards. I don't know what the holdup is. Is he taking a really long time to read Ryu Senshi? Alright, my opponent seems to be AFK, so I'm gonna call a judge. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. My opponent isn't saying anything in the chat. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, go ahead, because we're probably going to have to wait, I don't know, maybe a month or two to get a judge here, because there's 0 online. Wow, he actually has goats. Literally one card in the game that stops me from attacking for game here. It is, I swear, my life is just so hard. It just seems like in every situation I'm in, they just have the perfect out to whatever I'm trying to do. I mean, I can still top deck something and win. I don't even know what I can top deck, though, if I'm being honest. Yeah, he just has goats into a chaos monster. If it's BLS, we're just straight up dead. Okay. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it actually is really frustrating, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, all I can do is go Vortex, discard Crane, and hope he doesn't have a monster. I mean, Toot Cannon's fine. You can play it. I mean, it does make your deck a little more bricky, but you can play it. Alright, we're dead. Nothing I can do. Yeah, that's just like... I get it. It's one of those situations where I am not, like, normally the type to just be like, oh, they have the perfect out. Oh, they have the perfect out. But it seems like it's so many situations since I've been starting the stream challenge. I'll go for a play and I'm like, oh, this play has like a 98% chance to work, and then I just always hit the 2%, right? Because first of all, the number of warrior decks that are even playing goats, main or side, is almost 0, and then they have to draw it, right? So what are the odds that we're up against like the one warrior deck on this website that has Scapegoat, and they draw it in like the perfect situation, and they even have an amazing follow-up after that? So, oh, I have the perfect card to stop you from beating me, and I have the perfect follow-up after I start you from beating me. It's... Again, it's very brutal. And yeah, it's like the matchups have just all been like just really weird. Like every time we've played against Chaos, well, except the one time. One time we played against Chaos, our opponent just opened full Trinity every single game, and we lost. All the other Chaos decks, though, like, we have destroyed, but we've just not played against Chaos very much, right? Like, we've just been playing... We've played, like, Machine Gate, like, 5 times in this run. And it's, yeah. And that is not, like, a great matchup, if I'm being totally honest. Because they're kind of playing the same deck, but, like, faster and more consistent. Now, obviously, Machine Gate, like, has, you know, other issues. Alright, well, this appears to be zombies. But yeah, like, Machine Gate definitely wins most of the time heads up, right? Like, if I'm playing, a Reasoning Gate match heads up, I'd rather be the one playing Steins. Steins and limiter removals. Luckily, this hand here is really good. I figure this is probably like a Pyramid Turtle or a Rat, but we'll have to see. Our opponent should probably call level 8 here. Just because, like, DMOC is very good against a deck with a bunch of recruiters. And he did call level 8. Alright, we mill 1, get Jinzo. I mean, my rating at the moment is around, like, 500. These draws were not really that good. These draws were a little gross. I mean, I still think we're favored to win, but not as favored as before. Yeah, you can play the one spell economics. I swear, I mean, I wish Noel would come back to GOAT format and play Reasoning Gate. Because, like, Noel was just an absolute beast at playing that deck. Like, the only really good Reasoning Gate players I feel like I've ever seen that, like, enter tournaments are Noel and Paede, assuming that's how you pronounce it. Paede. Those are, like, the two best Reasoning Gate players I've seen by far. But it seems like you rarely see them, right? But yeah, like, Noel was on the hardcore Toon Table builds. I mean, Mad Uber is fine. I don't like a lot of the lists that he plays, though. I mean, if it works, it works, but you know how it goes. I don't think attacking really accomplishes a lot here. I mean, we can just try to do draw go for a while. It kind of sucks. MST's good. Okay, Spy grabs Spy. It's interesting to be playing Spy in what is presumably a zombie deck. I mean, Spy's a good card, but... Well, he hasn't told me what he's calling. Like, he says I'm using Vampire Lord, but you've got to tell me whether you're calling Monster, Spell, or Trap. Okay, he called Monster, which is the worst one to call, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'll just get rid of Air Knight, just because I don't really want to draw it. I don't know. Alright, let me think. I've got to be, like, almost positive that my opponent's dead, but I could be wrong. Let me think. Yeah, he's like super dead. And it's funny, him using V-Lord to mill a monster just let me play multiple Chaos monsters, so thanks for playing. I mean, Zombies isn't super popular. Yeah, this is like 13,000 or something. It's like 12,000. Yeah, you could just get rid of Zombie and the statement would still be true. But yeah, Zombies it's just one of those decks. It's a little underpowered, right? Like, is it the worst deck you could possibly play? No, but it is quite underpowered, right? I mean, when you're playing like Ryukoki and Regenerating Mummy, but your opponent just gets to play stuff that's not that, it's not exactly what I would call a fair fight. What did he call? Oh, when we activated Reasoning, he called 8. Yeah, I don't think we even cite anything. I mean, maybe we could cite in Mirror Force. No, it's the other way around. The mandatory effect goes on the chain first, and then the optional effect goes on the chain second. Unless I just totally forgot how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not going crazy then. And DMOC, it is optional, right? You can't. Okay. Yeah, my hand's pretty good. I'd give this hand like a B. Okay, and the duo hits the worst card in my hand. What's he going to do? Turn 1 Book of Life to banish my Sacred Crane? To let me Dimension Fusion it and draw a card? I'm sorry, what happened? Oh, discarded Vampire Lord Thunderdra. Is this like zombie chaos? Is that what this is? Alright, well, let's start off with Pot of Greed. I was very glad he did not hit the Pot of Greed on the duo. For those who don't know, Pot of Greed allows you to draw 2 cards. Ooh, let's see, now what? Alright, yeah, we're gonna Monster Gate here. There's pretty reasonable odds that we just win the game this turn. I'd say maybe we got like a 50-50 shot at just winning the game this turn. We got 3 gate targets left in our deck. Hopefully all 3 aren't at the bottom. Yeah, we're not going to win this turn. Not going to win this turn. Yeah, I just want to get this blowback out of my hands. You know, blowback here is better than Fiesler. If you had a penny for every time you activated Pot of Greed, how much money would you have? I don't know. Like $100 or something? Yeah, that's... Okay. Alright, he said he's not chaining call. I mean, I think the correct play would be to chain call target Vampire Lord. Okay. So that card's gone. Because, like, if he chained it, brought back V-Lord, then blowback would resolve, killing the call. Oh, it's by an opponent's card effect, not your own card effect. Never mind. Forget what I said, sorry. But anyways, we're in a great position here. We're in a great position. Like, yeah, we didn't deal any damage this turn, but we've got a really good follow-up next turn. And I don't think my opponent can duo me again, not unless he has, like, spell reproduction. So nothing to really be worried about. I guess Dust Shoot would kind of hurt me, actually. I didn't think about Dust Shoot. Set, go. I'm just gonna say go again. I don't want to, like, play into Torrential. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being way too conservative here. And I guess I'll activate it. So the only way... Here's what happens. So I have a laptop. And I don't know what caused this, but my laptop keyboard was basically registering phantom key presses. In other words, like, my computer would think I'm typing something when I'm not typing anything. And I tried to, like, see if there's some sort of software solution, like, oh, if you change this in your registry, you know, blah, 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 will that stop it? The only way to get the issue to stop was to literally disconnect the laptop keyboard from my motherboard and then use a plug-in keyboard. That was the only thing that would work. Oh, and he did have torrential. And yeah, my opponent doesn't understand how priority works. He thinks that his monster's still banished. Obviously, we all know that it's not. But yeah, I was questioning whether playing around torrential was a good idea or not. But yeah, it actually was a good idea. This is game 2. We won game 1. I guess we'll just start off by doing this. This, by the way, it's like, I'll show you my hand just because I don't think my opponent's sniping. You'll see that like we had True Nade and we just never needed to use it. This is why I kind of feel like I know a lot of Reasoning Gate decks will play like 2 to 3 True Nades. I just feel like there's so many situations where you just don't even need the True Nade. Let's see. Okay, so we have 2 reasoning targets left in our deck. Oh no, wait. Sorry. We have 1 reasoning target left in our deck. Alright, I don't want to deck myself. So, yeah, I think I'll just do this. I don't really get into... I don't drink alcohol. It's not for, like, moral or religious reasons. I mean, if you say it's good, I'll just have to take your word for it. Okay, he just has Sork, not BLS. And he did not add his Sinister to his hand. Alright, well, I'm not dead, which is the main thing that worries me. Or that would worry me, rather. Not even getting out of Dimension Fusion range. But yeah, his brain control is more or less an upstart goblin here. So yeah, now we're just guaranteed to win no matter what, because this gate, the only card it can get is Dark Magician of Chaos. And Dark Magician of Chaos will get back something that kills my opponent. There are probably a lot of cards that it could get back that would kill my opponent. So I think it's like, what is it? Yeah, 1150. I'm gonna play one more match and that's it. One more match, win or lose. Let me make sure I update the record. 18-9. To be honest, not that great. Like, we should be winning a lot more than 2/3 of the time. Alright, I mean, he's ranked like 1,000. So, let's see what he's playing. It seems like most of the high-ranked guys just play Chaos, right? Okay, that was not what I expected. I mean, I'm vaguely familiar with some sort of light fairy Venus deck. My hand is pretty bad. Who knows? Maybe Reasoning Gate does just brick too much, because I feel like if I had any sort of, like, real hand with some other deck, I'd be fine. But I'm just probably gonna get my shit pushed in by mystical shine balls. Oh, at least he has Upstart. I'll take 1,000 life. Oh, hold on. Yeah, he's probably playing at least BLS, right? I'll just say go. Presumably he has the third shine ball in his hand, right? That's like the only thing that would really make sense. Yeah, let's give this a shot. Let's give this a shot. I've got 4 gate targets in my deck. Air Knight is probably the one I wanted the least. But hopefully this Graceful draws me into something. Yeah, actually this is going to draw me into like a lot of good stuff. Did I normal summon this turn? I think he might be dead. I didn't normal summon, did I? So hold on. This right here is 42. Oh, this is exactly 7,000, right? Yeah, this is exactly 7,000. All right. So we didn't really get to see much other than Venus, right? Venus was the only card we saw. I guess it's like the whole thing with like Venus and Shine Balls is I think like what's the payoff? Right? Like, I mean, you thin your deck, which counts for something, although it does cost life points. It's not. Keep in mind that him paying 1,000 life points is what allowed me to OTK him. So, like, the 1,000 life does matter. And Yeah, it's like, what are you doing with these shine balls, right? It's like you can't meta them because they're level 2. I mean, you contribute them for something, but like, is that really like the most efficient like tribute engine? I mean, you could have some sort of. I guess the deck normally plays like Zaborg, right? Because like, hey, Zaborg's a light. It kind of goes with the theme. But and I will say too that the shine balls are good against goats, right? Like he kept the shine balls in defense, but it's like if he was putting him in attack and just started pushing, it's like, well, if I goats, you kind of get to clear all the goats. I guess we'll probably just not side this game because I didn't really get a ton of info. Oh, that hand's okay. I'd give it like a C. Do these decks ever play like reload so that you can like summon Venus, put your shine balls back in your deck? You know, put them back in your deck with reload and then summon them out again? Oh, he's also playing Blade Knight? Playing Blade Knight and Sinister? I don't know. This could be like a Magician of Faith. If it is, well, what can you do? I mean, Faith for Graceful isn't really the end of the world. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Oh, wow, okay. He cited that in. King Tiger is a good card. And he plays Jinzo, I guess. Well, we did talk about, like, using Shine Balls as tribute fodder. Yeah, I'm a goddamn lunatic, and I decided not to torrential the King Tiger. I thought if I just didn't torrential the King Tiger, he would summon another monster, and I was right. That's just how good I am. In fact, I'm so good that I'll probably still lose anyways. Now, what I don't know is why didn't he just summon the Breaker before he activated Pre? That's the real question. That is the real question. Yeah, maybe we can salvage this game. Maybe we can salvage this game. I'm holding out hope. Our opponent had a very good start. But his King Tiger's gone, his Pre is gone. Yeah, you're right. If it was goats, I could just change it to the Pre-target. That's actually 100% true. I'm just gonna end phase goats. Oh, that's so good. He had call and pre. Oh, that's disgusting. Alright, well now I'm gonna lose, because he just had both. I'm at 8,000. All right, that's damage. Uh, 33. Let's get like a heavy storm. Let's just get a big old heavy storm. Seriously? I tell you, I do get frustrated when people play a card against me that just does nothing in 99% of situations, but they have it in the 1% where it does. I tell you, Mystic Walk is really sick against brain control. And that's it. That's about it. It is sick against brain control and pretty much nothing else. And Snatch. Sorry, Snatch too. Well, let's try this again. Let's try this again. He says I'm attacking none. Yeah, I mean, it's good to get Snatch, too. I got one brain, one Snatch. I don't know. There might be some, like, other situation I'm not thinking of where it's good. I think the first monster that he said is probably Sinister. I'll just take the new one. I don't think that one is likely to be Sinister. No, it's not. Okay, now what's my plan? What's my plan now? Yeah, I think this one here is the Sinister. He's used not a lot of traps. Okay, he's gonna cylinder me. I guess he's about that life. Oh, the cylinder is actually so good because it stops the attack without putting a light in my grave. I might just be dead, guys. He's just playing like a lot of random ass one-ofs, and he just always has them in amazing situations. Like, this is one of the best spots to have a cylinder, because I'm thinking, okay, if he mirror forces me, it's fine. The Air Knight goes to my grave. I have a light that I can drop a Chaos Monster, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, I have cylinder. Sorry, I'm gonna put you out of range for Dimension Fusion, and I'm just gonna not put a light in your grave. Like, cylinder is just the absolute perfect card to have there. And yeah, if that monster is literally anything, I'm dead. Yeah, okay, I'm dead. Because he goes, yeah, hit, 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 hit. Yep, I can't do anything. Yeah, there's just, the cylinder is the absolute perfect card to have in that situation, and there's just nothing I can really do about it. I think I'll probably just still keep the list the same. I don't think there's much in this side that can improve my odds. I mean, we did see King Tiger, so we could, like, bring in Smashing. Like, that's definitely kind of something we have to be aware of. He could have... What did we see? Did we see Kaiku? We saw Jinzo. We probably want, like, one Smashing. Sorry, I think we want, like, one Smashing. Yeah, like, maybe, like, one Smashing for one Upstart. I know people will probably hate that side choice. But he's also playing, like, you know, Blade Knight Jinzo, random stuff. The double Graceful didn't matter. Like, that's the thing. Like, the only Trinity piece I really care about is whatchamacallit? Is Duo. These are some weird draws. This was not what I was expecting to get. Yeah, even after Upstart Graceful, yeah, my hand's, like, okay. It's playable. Like, I'm gonna get to play my cards, but... Yeah, he's got Kaiku. I'll just take the hit. Going to 62 is not the end of the world. Oh, the Dust Shoot's so good. Well, I'll let you guys see what I have since my opponent gets to see too. I didn't discard the Blowback to the Graceful because I was like, well, I have Brain and I want to be able to go Brain Sack for Blowback. But then he sends back the Blowback. I mean, he has to leave me with a BLS, which BLS is like a really strong card, but he has Kaiku in play. And now we'll just activate Goats. He knows I have Torrential, so it's like, he's in this weird position where he can just go, you know, attack for one, attack for one, attack for one. You know, if he summons another monster, he gets torrentialed. Uh, yeah, I didn't shuffle my deck after Dust Shoot. Yeah, I mean, I always let my opponent check the logs, though, right? Just so that he kind of knows that I'm not doing anything shady. I mean, after my opponent draws the same card, I always check to make sure they shuffle, and then I do the same to myself. But yeah, this is going to be the last game for today. This is game 3, last match. I mean, here I'm basically forced to torrential. I mean, this is still a pretty evenish match, right? Like, the cards are even. I'm kind of down on life points. And I don't really care about this Kaiku. I mean, I care, but I don't care a lot. Oh, does he have Mystic Walk again? He does not. So we're just gonna gate this. And pretty much anything we get here is fine. I mean, obviously DMOC is the nuts. I don't know. I mean, I guess I want to, like, not lose the Magic Cylinder, as crazy as that sounds. I have to think... I have to actually think about playing around Magic Cylinder. Because I could try to, like, pop off with, like... Because I have Dimension Fusion in my hand. I could, like, gate the DMOC, Dimension Fusion it back, but then it's like, what if I just get Cylindered and I lose? It's, yeah. I think I'll just get Graceful. And I think I'm very close to winning now. Oh, we got 4 targets left in our deck. I guess we'll just get rid of, like, Smashing Crane. Then go Heavy Reasoning. We can go... No, I think we just go discard Crane, discard Sork. Just to make sure I have Light and Dark for BLS. Oh, Mirror Force. Because it's hard to know, like, what's he going to call on reason? Oh, he called 4. Oh, man, that's so lucky. Uh, 58. Yeah, I had only, of course, one more Sacred Crane. He had a, whatever it was, a 1 in 4 chance of calling correctly, but he got the 1 out of 4. I mean, that's how it goes, though. That's how it goes. I feel like I have to Dimension Fusion now, because if I don't, like, my opponent could have some sort of follow-up, and then the Dimension Fusion will just be dead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not ideal. Oh, the Crane top decks a pot agreed. I mean, it's 16-16. We're not dead to Ring. Could be dead to Cylinder. I don't know. Just gotta play the odds, I guess. I mean, life points are even or up cards. It's just, does he have some sort of follow-up to this board or not? If he has Snatch... Yeah, if he has Snatch, we're just dead. Yeah, he's gotta have, like, Snatch. That's it, right? I think Snatch is, like, the only card that we really care about. I mean, or Cylinder. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but if he just, like, sets a bunch of back rows and says go, I kind of hate my life. Alright, he quit. Well, we'll take it. And, you know, my wife just got home. I didn't really want to stream too long anyways, so this is a good stopping point. I'll be back tomorrow, you know, same time, same place, I guess. Oh, yeah. I tell you, a lot of these games really make me sweat. Because it's like my opponent could have a lot of stuff here. And, like, having to worry about Cylinder kind of, yeah. Having to worry about Cylinder was unpleasant.